What if one statement from President of United States of America, Donald Trump, moves billions of dollars in the market worldwide? Recently, we have seen a statement where Trump hinted that negotiations are underway with the government or the country of Iran as such. After this statement, we have seen the crude oil prices, which are surging ahead, suddenly crashed, gold prices suddenly bounced back, and the stock market also bounced back almost in all the major markets. But again, the retaliation, basically reply, came from Iran that there is no such discussion going on, there is no such negotiation, and what Trump is doing is he is not saying the truth. So that again led to wipe out of billions of dollars from market again, crude oil price surge again. So a large scale of uncertainty we are seeing developing all across the world in the market or with relative to the crude oil demand and supply as such. So the biggest question is that did Trump chicken out again as usual? Before he had said that if within 48 hours Iran does not stop attacking or does not completely open the Strait of Hormuz, he would target the power infrastructure, energy infrastructure of Iran. But when the 48 hours time period passed, he came up with this statement. So this entire statement that Trump gave, was it real, true, or it is just a strategic manipulation? What is going on behind the scene? Let us try to understand this in more detail. So first of all, to give you an idea about the context of this particular topic, Trump hinted while coming to his White House from the Mar-a-Lago resort. He has talked to the press members standing outside, and he said that Iran actually is willing and wants to make a deal. US envoys are in continuous contact with the Iranian leadership, and he has said that they have given Iran one condition: give up the enriched uranium. If you try to understand, the main reason why US and Israel defended or justified their attack on Iran is because they believed and they have said that Iran is in position to develop nuclear weapon. They have large volume of enriched uranium. That is something which that's something US and Israel want Iran to give back. Now, Strait of Hormuz angle, that is the most important economic angle, which is one of the major factors behind decision making, whether it is in the United States, Israel, or in the Gulf countries. So we have seen that Strait of Hormuz since 28 February has continuously facing supply disruption because of the war. Several ships that were trying to move through this areas were targeted by Iranian Navy, and that has created a mass panic and fear, especially given the context that 20 to 25% of global crude oil and gas flow through this narrow water passes. Now, strait may open if deal happens. That was the expectation of market. That's why we have seen a sudden jump as such. Energy security of not only this region but the entire world to some extent is tied up with this diplomatic effort being made by both countries, and the global economic implication definitely is going to have here. Now, US narrative is simple, as seen from the post of the Donald Trump and also by his media meetings. He has said that Iran has initiated talks. US is projecting control and openness. That is the way how US always does, or basically how President Trump always does. First, he make a big announcement, and then it seems that he chickens out when time comes to make some decision. It was seen in the time of tariff war also. It was seen in the recent time as well. So US also, it is possible, might be hinting at a strategic message that they want to give to the government of Iran, that you have off ramp here. We want to settle the war, or we want to end the war, but Iran has to take that particular bit. Iran has strongly refuted any such kind of negotiations underway. Iran has stated there is no direct or indirect talks going on either at the leadership level or even at the envoys level that the United States have claimed. US statements have been called by Iranian government as nothing but manipulation to drive up the market, manipulation to calm the weather. That is, stock market all across the world is seeing the bloodbath we are seeing everywhere, and it is nothing but Iran also has said that US is just making all this to buy time for the military plans so that later they can again attack Iran, but with a larger volume, larger velocity. So that's the statement coming from the Iranian foreign minister, Dr. Abbas Araghchi. Iran's messaging is very clear as far as this entire confrontation and the war is concerned. They have continuously maintained the line that we did not start the war. War was imposed upon us by the attack carried out by Israeli and American Air Force. Responsibility to end the war lies completely with the United States of America. And by looking at the development that we have seen in the past couple of days, it seems that United States leadership is under pressure, because we know that Trump, when he began the war, when he killed Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, he said that war would be over in a couple of days, but now we have entered the third week and now the fourth week of the war itself, and there is no calm as such. So markets are obviously do not see what is going to take place in the future as such. The domestic consumers of US is also not happy as the gas prices is rising up, inflation forecast has been increased by the recent meeting taken place. That was recent meeting that was taken place in the Federal Reserve, and Chairman Jerome Powell has hinted that further also more storms are expected to come as such. So overall, to calm these people in United States of America, Trump might have made such remarks and also to calm the reaction. How market reacted in phase one? As soon as Trump posted this on a Truth Social, we saw oil prices that dropped sharply, and again Brent crude you talk about, it fell from almost $120 to $100 within few minutes as such. The stock markets all across the world, including Indian market, showed a positive sign, 3 to 4% of upward movement we saw in a very short or brief period of time as such. But when the Iranian statement came that what Trump is saying is not correct, there is no negotiations, there is no expectation that war would end soon. There again we have seen oil price rising back, the stock gains that we have seen in the global market, that reduces us. So that is how we can understand how market jump for every reaction, every statement that comes from the top leadership. So many experts all across the world are also arguing that this is the best example of Trump's taco movement, which is well known for. Trump always chickens out. That's what taco term stand for. What does it mean? It means that there is a definite pattern in the way how Donald Trump behaves. First, he talks about a very strong action, and then he reverses the entire decision. This was seen in the case of tariff also, where he has said that he'll impose tariff on all the countries. Tariff would be of humongous 50%, 100%. And then after some time, he came back with a new statement where he stated that will not put such a high tariff rate would be slightly moderated or muted as such. Same thing we have seen in the case of current war pause also. So it seems that whenever market gets rattled, people get worried. He comes with a statement and basically withdraw his earlier statement or does not act on it. So final analysis is that it is quite possible because of both domestic pressure, international pressure, and also division between his core supporter such as MAGA. We can see that US might be eyeing out for a possible exit strategy, which is quite different from Israel because Israel seems to be more engaged in war, and for the Israeli leadership, it is in their favor if the war drags on and Iranian capacity keeps on getting degraded. Hardlines may push escalation, as we have seen Benjamin Netanyahu and some of the members of the Republican parties itself. And war, even though seems that recent statement given by President Trump, he has indicated that he would pause all kind of military actions on energy infrastructure, power infrastructure of Iran for 5 days till the negotiations are underway. But after 5 days, what will happen? There is no clear idea still. So war, even if it is in the pause phase, we can say it is for a short duration. It is not the end of war. It might become worse in the coming future. That's all about this particular video. If you like the video, please like button, share with as friends, as subscribe channel for more such content. Thank you very much.